you're not good enough. Okay? Because you got to be so good that you got to be able to outpace the people with the relationships and the connections and the politics and the money. Because you know what? When you go out in the real world, you're going to face that same. You think that doesn't exist in the real world? You think it doesn't exist that people have connections or have, some sort of backdoor deal? Or that's all real, bro. And you're getting your first taste of it here as a young man, which is actually a blessing in disguise. So my advice would be this. If you quit, you're going to quit everything hard in your life. And that's a big problem for you. Because I can promise you, and this is coming from someone who played sports at a high level, it gets a lot harder. What is up, guys? It's Andy Frisella, and this is the show for the realists. Say goodbye to the lies, the fakeness, and delusions of modern society, and welcome to reality. Guys, today we have Q&AF. That's where you submit the questions, and we give you the answers. Now, if you're unfamiliar with the show, Q&AF is about anything. It's about personal development, business, life, entrepreneurship, how to kick ass. You can ask about what's going on in the world too, but typically it's about how to get better. We'd like to start the week off with that. Now, if you want your questions answered on the show, you could do so a couple different ways. The first way is,
guys, you can email these questions in to AskAndy at andyfrisella.com.
Or you can go on YouTube in the comments section. You could drop your question in the comments. We'll choose some from there as well. Now, tomorrow, we're going to have Cruise the Internet. That's a current events show, okay? We call it CTI. We put topics up on the screen. We speculate on what's true, what's not true, and then we talk about how we, the people, have to solve these problems going on in the world, all right? Other times, we're going to have Real Talk. Real Talk is just 5 to 20 minutes of me giving you some real talk. And then we have 75 Hard Verses. That's where people who have completed the 75 Hard program come on the show. They talk about how they were before, how they are now, and how they use the 75 Hard program to reclaim their life. If you're unfamiliar with the 75 Hard program, it is the initial phase of the Live Hard program, which is the world's most popular mental transformation program in history. And it's free. You can get it for free, the entire thing, at episode 208 on the audio feed only. There's also a book available called The Book on Mental Toughness. You can get it at andyfrisella.com. It is a lot more in-depth. It includes the entire Live Hard program plus a whole bunch of other stuff, a bunch of chapters about mental toughness, why it's important, how to use it, some case studies on some famous people who have used mental toughness to become the famous people that you recognize, all right? So you can get that at andyfrisella.com. Now, you're probably wondering why it is we do personal development and what's going on in the world, and it's because this. We have to be aware what's going on, and then we have to know the techniques on how to get better and become the change in society. So we do both of those things here. We talk about what's going on in the world, we talk about what we need to do there, and then we talk about, through Q&AF and personal development, how we need to individually get better, because the truth of the matter is nothing changes unless we change. We are society, all right? Personal excellence on an individual level is the ultimate rebellion that all of you are looking for, all right? So that's why we do what we do, and we do it a little different than everybody else. We don't run ads on the show, okay? I don't answer anybody. I don't have anybody telling me what I can and can't say. And in exchange for that, I ask very simply that you help us share the show. We're constantly dealing with shadow bans, traffic throttles, all that stuff that they do on the internet. Hopefully it ends soon after the election, but right now we're dealing with it. And we need your help to grow the show. So if the show helps you, if it makes you think, if it makes you laugh, it gives you a new perspective, if it's something that you think needs to be heard, do us a favor and don't be a hoe.
Share the show.
All right. What's up, dude?
What's going on, man?
Oh, not much.
I think weather is full effect.
Mm-hmm. Getting fall.
We should get some onesies.
Yeah.
Would you wear one? I'd wear mine backwards.
With the feet or without the feet?
Oh. Well, I mean, if you got those like slippers like you got, I think you could do no.
I think if you're going to wear a onesie, it has to be the one with the feet in it.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's not a onesie.
What is it?
It's a twosie because you got to wear, it's a threesie because you got to wear socks. That's 3 pieces. A onesie is 1 piece.
Huh.
A true onesie has fucking feet in it.
Do you have one? I feel like you're
no, I'm just saying.
You sound pretty...
When I was a kid, I had them. I liked them. I thought they were sweet.
Yeah. All right. I'm
sure there's dudes out there that wear them as grown adults, you know?
I do have long johns that's like a full, but no feet.
Yeah.
I use that for riding in the cold.
Yeah. Riding what?
Bikes.
Oh. What kind of bike? Like a Huffy?
It's the ones I stole.
Mongoose.
No, man, yeah. There's nothing wrong with them. People like them. That's fine. But yeah, sweater weather.
Yeah, it is.
I love it.
Yep. It's not bad.
It's a little chilly.
It's not bad.
But, you know.
It's Missouri.
It is Missouri.
All right, so what we got?
Man, listen. I got some good ones for you.
All right, good.
I got 3 specific ones that are good for you and you guys listening. So let's make people better.
Sounds good.
Guys, Andy, question number 1. Andy, I started with a new company 2 years ago to date. I quickly became top sales as the youngest guy on the team. Before I started, the team was between 35 and 50-year-olds. Me at 25 came in, started walking circles around them. I think they all got upset at the new young guy and all eventually moved on. 2 years in, I'm senior sales, and I'm wanting to put myself in a position to be a sales manager. The current manager can't follow through. Doesn't really manage the team, bad mouths after all of our meetings, and is just a bad manager. The owner is pretty hands-off in my territory, so doesn't see the issues firsthand. My question for you is what's the best, most ethical way to go about this? Prior to this, I had 7 years of retail management, so running a sales team isn't anything new to me. I know the value I could provide would amount to a successful team all around rather than just the star players. You're an owner. I'm sure you've had employees come to you on this. Thanks for your advice.
Why was there a question there? What the fucking is a question?
I guess what's the most ethical way to go about this? How do you deal?
What's this? Go about what?
A manager that's in a bad position, but a owner that's hands off. How do you battle that?
Well, I mean, look, dude, you don't have to have permission to lead anything. That's the biggest thing that people don't understand. You don't have to have a title or a permission or acknowledgement to lead. All right, leading is something that leaders do on their own, regardless of what title they have. In fact, some of the most effective leaders in the world are what you would call peer leaders, meaning they don't have the title of leadership, but they take over the lead of the team. And you know what happens whenever that person who is a peer leader becomes the leader of their team? Now they have leverage. Now they can go to their manager and they can say, hey, all my guys are with me, bro. We're doing this, we're doing this, we're doing this. You're not doing your part. We need this, we need this, we need this to do our jobs, and you're not providing that. So what do we need to do to get that? Okay, and that's one way you can go about it. Another way you can go about it is become undeniably great at selling whatever it is you're selling with your team. And then when you're kicking ass and everybody else is looking like shit, which you seem very confident that you can do, which I question your confidence, to be completely honest. Anybody who's 25 years old that sounds that confident usually has an ego issue, just being honest. If you are who you say you are and you can do what you say you can do, here's what I'd recommend. I'd recommend putting up numbers that company's never fucking seen before, ever in the history of their company, not even close. And then I'd recommend going to the owner himself and saying, hey, you see what I'm doing here? I could do this for your entire company if you let me. How about that? That's an ethical way. What do you mean ethical? You mean like going around the manager? If that guy's fucking not doing his job, who's he holding back? Oh, he's holding back you. He's holding back all your teammates, all the people you're working with. So really the ethical thing is to go to bat for those guys, do what I'm saying, and then get this motherfucker out of the way straight up with your performance, or get him to start rowing the boat. So there's a lot of ways you can go about this, but the number one thing that has to happen for you to go about this is you have to win and put up numbers that no one can fucking deny, which everybody talks about all the time. All the numbers they can put up and all the shit they can sell and how great they were at their last job and how awesome they're going to be at this job if we just give them this and this and this and this. Well, if you're that good, why the fuck are you not doing it? Okay, right. So let's be real. The owners met 50 fucking 25-year-old kids that have come to him and said, I could do this and this and this and this and this. And I'm going to tell you what, the minute you walk out the door, he says, yeah, I've heard that before. But the response would be different if you went out and you put the fucking numbers up and then went to him. Okay, and this is what people do. If you're an entrepreneur, I'm going to give you the most valuable fucking advice you'll ever get about providing for yourself an income. It's not, hey, if you pay me more, I'll do this. That's not how the fuck it works. Okay? It's, I'm doing this. I'm kicking ass. I'm dominating. I'm putting up numbers that you've never fucking seen before. I'm worth this. That's the way it works. A lot of you motherfuckers try to get paid off of what you're going to do, when in reality, you only get paid off what you're already doing or what you've done. All right? So, and that's entitlement. That comes from an entitled culture of the younger generation who believes that they're worth way more than they are. They say, oh, pay me what I'm worth. Well, you're not selling anything. You're not doing anything. Well, if you paid me, I'd go do it. That's not how the fuck it works. That's not how it works. Nobody pays a fucking, a fucking baseball player, $100 million fucking dollars for what they're gonna do. They get the $100 million contract after they've proven themselves. Okay, and they may have proven themselves in the minor leagues. They may have proven themselves in college. They may have proven themselves for that first 2-year contract where they made league minimum, and now they're getting $200 million deal. Okay, but there's a prove yourself phase that has to be recognized that a lot of you young motherfuckers don't get. Okay, if you're not putting up numbers and you're not putting up records and you're not setting the standard, you don't have a standing to go in and ask for anything. So don't get it twisted. Don't listen to your fucking loser friends and your uncle who never did anything and all this shit when they badmouth their places. Well, if they paid me, I'd do this more. Well, that's why you're not getting paid, because you're a fucking idiot. You don't understand how it works. It works like this. Put up or shut the fuck up. That's it. You're either putting it up, you're setting records, you're kicking ass, and you're going to get paid more, or you're coasting, you're bitching, you're whining, and you're going to be fucking, working at fucking Taco Bell when you're 50 years old.
Yeah, man. I want to. There's two things I want to dive in on this. That first part where you're, people expect, they'll get the title first and then they become this leader. You got to lead before you get the title. Can we just dive into this a little bit more, man?
Well, I mean, dude, a lot of people believe that. They believe that, someone has to come along and anoint them the leader. Mm-hmm. That's not how it works.
And then they start leading.
Yes, that's not how it works. Yeah. You lead and then you get the title of leader. Okay, you go first, you help your team, you show your team how to win, you earn their respect, you perform personally, and you get them all to follow you down that path of performance. Now we can talk about something. Now, you know what? I'll say you're a leader, and I'm going to give you some sort of title to recognize that. But waiting around for the title to be adorned, onto your fucking quilted business card or whatever the fuck you think business is about, is not a way to become successful, bro. Yeah. A lot of people just have it backwards.
And you don't have to wait for that title to start leading.
You shouldn't. Yeah. You should start trying to become a leader right now. And a lot of people don't like that because they feel like they're the kid in class with the fucking apple up at the front. Well, you know what? That kid in class with his apple up at the front that gets all the good grades, that motherfucker makes all the money. Okay, so do you want to get paid or do you want to feel a little bit weird about standing up to all your friends and being like, hey, bitches, we got to fucking go and win? I'd rather do that and get paid. I don't really care if they don't like it. I don't care if they think I'm a suck ass. I don't care. Sucking ass and saying all this, you're kissing ass, brown nose, that's loser ass shit. We're trying to fucking win. Okay, that's what we're here for. And winning for us looks like doing our job at the highest possible level, proving that we can do it, and then the money comes later. It's no different when you're an entrepreneur. You provide the product, you provide the service, you do it in an excellent way, over the top, and then people give you their money. That's what the fuck it works. It doesn't ever work as, you get the money first. Hey, I got an idea. Right. Come spend money with my company, and if you spend enough money, I'll give you a good experience.
Right. No.
That's what employees fucking say.
That's what they think.
Yes.
Yeah,
it makes no sense.
No.
Okay, hey, Steve, if you pay me 3 times as much, I'll do 3 times as much. Well, there's no proof that you can do 3 times as much. You're not even good at the shit you do yet. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's just backwards logic, bro.
Yeah, it is. It is. I also want to touch on this piece too, because you kind of you mentioned it, but let's dive into it because I feel like this can relate to.
Bro, listen, here's what you should do if you're an entrepreneur. You should become the best you fucking can. You should put up undeniable results. You should monitor everything that you do and keep track of every win that you have so that you can go in and make a case for yourself to move up in the company. Because no one's going to come to you and say, hey man, I think you should be president of the company. You're going to have to inch your way and inch your way and inch your way up by showing what the fuck you've done. Okay. And I know everybody thinks they do a lot. But if you start tracking it on paper, you'll find out exactly what the fuck you do and exactly how many wins you have. And a lot of people overestimate their wins, which makes them overestimate their value. And when they don't get recognized with the value in return, they get bitter, they get angry, and they end up giving up on the ability to go out and create something for themselves. When the whole reason they're in the position they're in is because they're overestimating their value based upon, what they think. And they don't have the perspective to think anything.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So
I got 10 on paper, man. Well, Joe got fucking 50. So who are you even comparing it to?
Listen, if people simply took their wins and tracked them down and made a list of them, they'd find out much more quickly what they're actually worth. Because most people don't do shit. Most people spend most of their day trying to fucking play business or pretend to be busy or pretend to be working or sort of slithering into the corner so nobody notices them. And then they get pissed when they get passed over and the career opportunities go to other people. Okay. It is what it is. Winners win, losers fucking lose. Winners are going to come in. They're going to get everybody to win with them. Losers are going to come in. They're going to pull everybody back. You want to be on the winning side because the winning side is the guy who wins in life and the losers don't get shit. And that's it. That's a reality that these fucking kids have lost. They don't understand. And another thing they don't understand is how fucking hard it actually is. A lot of people think, I'm just going to show. You know what they say? I show up on time. I've never been late. Well, no shit. You're not supposed to be. I do my job. You're supposed to do your job. Those aren't the people that progress. It takes way more than that. It takes you producing undeniable real results and then making a case for yourself saying, hey, look what I've done. And by the way, when you do that, you'll be confident in your own skills because you can actually see them 1 through 20 right here. Okay. And if they don't want to fucking help you and they don't want to progress you and they don't want you to do better in their company, guess what you can do? You can go somewhere that will.
Yeah. I want to touch on this because I feel like a lot of people, like especially the young guys, can relate to this situation. But I want to spend some time on talking about what not to do in this situation, right? You're a builder of culture. You understand culture more than anybody. I feel like this person, I'm not saying, he's going to go do this, but I feel like it's an easy thing to feel, all right, well, I'll just start shit talking this manager. I'm going to do my best to make him look bad and talk shit.
That's stupid.
Like, let's talk about
those people never win. Those people never win. Just so you know, if you're the type of person that thinks you're going to get ahead by pulling other people down, it will never, ever, ever work. It never works. It never works. We talked about this with Ed Milet when he was on my show like 2-3 years ago. Mm-hmm. There's a ladder to success, and the people above you have been through more shit than you, and they can very easily recognize that you're full of shit. Okay, you're not going to fool. You might fool some people on the bottom rungs. You might get a little bit higher and fool some more people, but eventually someone's going to see what the fuck you're about. And when they see that you're about tearing everybody around you down to get ahead, they're not going to allow you on their team because they understand what that's going to create. It's going to create a massive cancer that they're going to have to clean up later. So all you fuckers that think you're real smart and you're smarter than your boss and they've seen you 1,000 times. They've fucking seen you. You're not the first motherfucker to think that. They've seen you. Yeah. You see what I'm saying?
I got this great idea. Let me shit talk my manager. This has never been done before.
Dude, they've seen you. There's been 100 of you before. And that comes from their ego thinking that they're the smartest motherfucker on the planet. They think, oh, well, they've never seen anybody like me because I'm so good at my job. And and then they end up thinking you think you're smarter than your fucking boss who's been doing whatever the fuck he's been doing for 25, 30 years? You're an idiot. He's seen you. He's seen 100 like you. You're not going to fool him. The only way to get up the ladder is by doing it the right way. It's by being great at what you do, getting the other people around you to be great at what they do, and then you will be rewarded.
I fucking love it, man. I love it. Guys, Andy, question number 2. Hey, Andy, thanks for taking this question. I own a landscaping business, and I'm about to finish up my 2nd year. It's 2 full-time guys, including myself. And then we have occasional part-time guys that help. Our motto has always been, Stay small long enough, and we will be big enough soon enough. I do believe it's best to keep the cash high and overhead low. I also find myself struggling as I work in the field all the time. It's hard to be able to work on the business side of things and grow. Is it normal to get completely fed up with the day-to-day tasks because you get to a point where you almost feel like you're above it? I keep getting this inner voice in my head telling me that I'm above the bitch work because I'm the one that's obtaining all the business in the first place. Maybe I'm just expecting more out of the other guys since they don't do any sales. How can I combat this prideful ego? Or is it time to take the step and delegate tasks to other guys while I solely focus on sales and growing?
Do you know why your guys don't want to work for you? You know why they don't want to work? Because you think what they do is bitch work.
Oh, boy. Oh, buddy.
You just fucking said it in your question.
Oh, buddy.
You think people are going to come and fucking work for you if you think what they do is not important and this bitch work and whatever you do is more important? You ever been around someone like that?
Oh,
Did you like them? Did you want to work for them? Did you want to run through a fucking brick wall for them? Or have you ever worked for someone that'll get on the fucking line with you and pack some motherfucking boxes or sweep the floor or help you to be great at what you do? Now, did you want to work for that guy? Do you want to run through a wall for that guy? Okay, you're not the guy yet. You haven't figured it out. Okay, so this isn't about delegating. This is about an attitude adjustment that you need to make as a fucking leader. And that's this. Without them, you ain't shit. So you might as well help them feel real good about what they do and help them be great at it so they can progress. And when they progress, that will help you progress. It's very fucking simple. Okay, the fact that you even wrote, "I'm above the bitch work," shows me that your ego is so fucking out of control that you don't even understand your own business. All right? I'm at McDonald's making the fries as bitch work. Well, what if the fries are bad? What if the fries are soggy? What if the fries get over fried? What if they got oil all over them? What if they're not salted? How's that going to affect your business? Is that bitch work now? You see what I'm saying?
Oh, man.
So this is an attitude adjustment from someone who's clearly not ready to lead, that needs to make a adjustment and say, hey, I am not going to ask my people to do anything that I cannot do at a very high level, and every chance I get, I'm going to help them do that. Motherfucker, I take the trash out here. Real talk. Every single day, I go to one of our trash bins and I fucking empty it. You know why? Because I want to remind myself what the it actually takes to run this place. My job as the founder, okay, is not to think of myself as better than everyone. My job is to make everybody else better. That's the job. And if I went around and said what they do is bitch work, do you think they'd want to get better at what they do? How do you think a grown man feels when you think what he does for a living, when you're paying him to do it, that you think that's bitch work? How do you think he feels? You think he feels confident when he goes home? You think he feels better about himself? You think he feels excited to come to work knowing that his owner thinks that what he does is bitch work? You think he wants to get better at it? You need an attitude adjustment, bro, or you need to get the out of business. That's my fucking answer.
Oh, man. Let me ask you this, because I mean, like, even just to that part though, right? Like, you know, when you started on the retail side, I mean, how long were you in the stores for?
6 years, and then 4 more after that.
So 10 years.
Yeah, and you know what's funny? It's what I missed the most. I fucking loved it. I loved doing what we did in the stores. I loved helping people. I loved being, and everybody's in a hurry to get away from wherever they are, and they don't understand how great they have it.
Yeah.
Making big decisions that are that require you to consider the well-being of hundreds of other people and their families is an immense amount of pressure that no one could possibly comprehend. And the only person that can do it without feeling that is a sociopath that gives zero about those people. And you know what? If you're that way, those people will always know it and they won't come for you. So the only way, they won't go to war for you. The only way that you can actually build an amazing culture is by truly being about it. You have to, everybody fucking hears what I say about this and then they think they can like skirt the corner or like make it diluted. No. Why do you think I'm here 7 days a fucking week? Because I give a fuck. I give a fuck about what we're doing. I give a fuck about our people. I give a fuck about our customers, and I care about at the level at which things are done here. And so does all the other leadership. Dude, you listen, here's the reality. This is just the truth, okay? Most people that are in business that think they're entrepreneurs shouldn't even be in business, because entrepreneurship has become so glorified and so fucking celebrated, and it's been made into this thing that it isn't. It's been made into this easy job, right? I'm going to be an entrepreneur so I don't have to answer to anybody. I want to be an entrepreneur so I can have freedom. Okay, you answer to your customers. You answer to your employees. When you become the entrepreneur, you answer to way more people than when you're an employee. All right. So the truth of the matter is, if you got the attitude that people around you are doing bitch work, there's no secret why your business is fucked up, bro.
Yeah, man. I love it.
Grow the fuck up. Realize this. There's ethical entrepreneurship and there's unethical entrepreneurship. Ethical entrepreneurship is knowing that every single person that is around you deserves your best as a fucking founder, owner, CEO, leader. Okay? Because if you don't come in and do your fucking best, it hurts them and it hurts their families. That's ethical entrepreneurship. Unethical entrepreneurship, which always fails, is people who come in and they say, I'm not going to do the bitch work.
Yeah. I love it.
I'll tell you what, dude, I fucking hate that. That pisses me off.
I mean,
you don't fucking get it, bro.
Yeah. I mean, but that's the thing. I mean, the lack of perspective's the thing, though, man. It's a hell of a power. It's a hell of a power, man.
You know how bad that hurts people? To fucking they look, man. You got to build people. You go to my Instagram profile. It says very simply, builder of people and companies. Okay, it says people first for a reason. You got to build people. You think people want to come to work for you because they know that you think what they do is bullshit, bro? That's fucking bullshit.
It's wild, man. It's wild. I hope he takes it and fucking makes that adjustment.
Well, he either will or he won't. And if he doesn't, he'll lose.
Yeah, man, I love it. Guys, Andy, question number 3. All right, a little bit more personal development on this for a young gun. Okay. Good morning. I really need your guidance. My son goes to a St. Louis area high school. He's a junior, and he's been playing football for 8 years. His freshman year, he played on the junior varsity team. His sophomore year, he played on the junior varsity and varsity teams, and was told he couldn't start varsity because he was a sophomore. And the upperclassmen started, which is fair. This year, he hasn't played at all, and they have been putting a sophomore in his place at center. I found out through a little sleuthing that the sophomore's father went to the same school, knows the coaches, has a lot of money. Let me give you a little bit more background on my son so you don't think the other kid is just better and I'm just a big whiner. My son is 16. He did 75 hard, the 75 hard program over the summer. He went to all the summer practices, camps, worked out at the school with the team, went to work at Home Depot, and after work he ran up to Edge Fitness and worked out and then ran home. He also went to some college camps in hopes of scholarships, started his own Twitter account for scouts. He's lost 50 pounds, reading books. Whatever had to happen, he did it. At the beginning of the school year, he planned on being a team leader. Now, he doesn't care and wants to quit all of his sports, including football, wrestling, and throwing. My son's father's alive but absent. I was taught to never question coaches, and I don't know what to do. Please help. Thanks. Thank you for your time, a loyal listener. I feel like there's a hell of a opportunity here.
Well, what do you think?
I mean, this is a make or break opportunity for that kid, depending on what he decides to do.
Well, I mean, if he quits here, he's going to quit everything hard in life.
Yeah, man.
Okay? So that's the first thing you got to understand. And you should probably communicate that to him. And if not, let him listen to this. If you quit now, you're going to fucking be a loser your entire life. That's it. We don't get what we always want. And to get what we always want, we have to be so much better that it's unquestionable. And I can tell you for a fact, not knowing the circumstances, that is not the case. Because if you were unquestionably that much better than that sophomore in front of you, I mean dominant, you would be playing. Okay, so this is called real AF. This isn't called feel good AF. You're not good enough. Okay, because you got to be so good that you got to be able to outpace the people with the relationships and the connections and the politics and the money. Because you know what? When you go out in the real world, you're going to face that same shit. You think that doesn't exist in the real world? You think it doesn't exist that people have connections or have, some sort of backdoor deal? Or that's all real shit, bro. And you're getting your first taste of it here as a young man, which is actually a blessing in disguise. So my advice would be this. If you quit, you're going to quit everything hard in your life. And that's a big fucking problem for you. Because I can promise you, and this is coming from someone who played sports at a high level, it gets a lot harder. A lot harder. All right? So take that for what it's worth. If you were my son, I wouldn't let you quit. Okay? My dad, I tried to quit when I was fucking in high school because I didn't like the shit that my coach did.
Yeah.
You know what my dad said? You ain't fucking quitting. That's it.
Yeah. Drove you to the practice himself.
So, you know, and I was lucky enough to have a dad that pushed me like that. And, you know, my dad would probably nowadays, if his parenting was broadcast all over the internet, he'd probably be in jail. But the truth of the matter is, I'm very thankful for it. Yeah. And I think there's a lot of bad parenting strategies out there because of the feel-good, do-gooders, you know, and the participation trophy culture, which doesn't sound like that's the case here. But we have a lot of parents that just don't push their kids in anything, and then they act surprised when they don't do well in life. To do well in life, you have to be good. And you're learning a lesson here. You can't be as good. You have to be better. And you have to be so much better that it doesn't matter if that fucking kid's dad was building a whole entire new school out of his own pocket. You got to be better than that kid and play. Where everybody in the crowd knows that if he plays that kid, it's only because of that. And you're not that good, because if they did, they would play you. All right? Get back to fucking work, bro. You know, it sounds like you got a really good momentum. Yeah. It sounds like you're doing 75 hard. You lost 50 pounds. You made a lot of progress, dude. I know you're frustrated because of this going on, and that's aggravating. I don't get everything I want. In fact, right before this fucking podcast, I had to tell these guys that I wasn't getting something that we plan on getting. Did I not?
Yep.
Okay, so I'm fucking grown man. That shit still happens, and I have all the connections. Okay, it's going to happen to you too. So how are you going to respond? Are you going to respond by saying, oh, poor little me, he gets the advantage because his dad's a big shot, and blah, blah. You'll be saying that same shit at your job in fucking 10 years. You'll be saying, oh, he got the promotion because, you know, he sucked the owner's wee-wee. You know what I'm saying? Like, you'll make up some bullshit. Yeah. And, dude, that's what, and then your life, you'll be 50 years old, and you'll be a loser, and that'll be that. And I don't think that's what you want, bro. You're 15, 16 years old. You're putting in all this work. Don't fucking quit. Get better. Those are the two things that you need to do. And if you don't get better than that kid, because, dude, sometimes you can't be better than people. Like, if I was playing basketball against fucking LeBron James, it doesn't matter how much work I do or how much I put into it, because he's still going to be better.
It's LeBron James.
Yeah. So we got to be, and this is a good lesson for people. We got to be real about our strengths and weaknesses so that we can produce the result that we're looking after. And yes, there's a lot of truth to you can do anything you want, but there's also limits to that too. Okay.
In the real world.
Yes.
Yeah, man.
But they're not as bad as you think. Yeah. They're limits based upon like physical ability, right? Like in sports, like, bro, if you run a fucking 5'2" 40, you probably ain't playing fucking college football, you know, unless you're 400 fucking pounds. You know what I'm saying? If you can't dunk a basketball, you know, you probably ain't playing in the NBA.
Right.
You know, there's limits. And the good thing is that in the business world and in the life world, there's far less limits than in the sports world. So you're dealing with a very harsh reality, possibly. Now, it could be possible, too, that you're just a young man and you haven't developed enough and you're just kind of getting your athletics going on because you're making all this progress, and you could come back next year and be fucking dominant. I promise you this, if that kid knows he's going to start over you next year and you're fucking hungry, he ain't going to work as hard as you're willing to work.
He's chilling.
Yeah, so what if you come in next year, the season's over already, what if you come in next year and you fucking crush? That would be my advice, okay? And dude, you're wanting to play college ball. You're wanting to go past that. That's not too late. Your dreams are not crushed. You're frustrated. And if we give up when we're frustrated, bro, we can't win, okay? A lot of winning has to do with us not quitting when everybody else quits. That's really it. It's a game of longevity. It's a game of dedication and commitment and perseverance and grit and fortitude, which, dude, you've already realized doing 75 hard, okay? So stop feeling sorry for yourself. Get your fucking ass in the weight room. Get yourself eating the right food. Take it real fucking serious and come out next fall and smash fucking skulls, bro. That's what you should do. Yeah. Okay? And take this as a real life lesson, brother. Okay? You It's not always going to be fair. It's not fucking fair. It's hardly ever fair. But you know how you overcome unfairness? By being so much better that nobody can question it. That's how you overcome it. And for all of us, for most of us who come from the real world, we have to be that good to succeed, bro, because it just ain't fair. People with connections, people with money, people with politics, those people are going to get the opportunities before people like us that come from regular world. Okay, so how do we overcome that? We overcome that by being fucking great. So you got to go be great, and you got to put in more work than, I know you think you did a lot, but you got to put in more than that. And this goes back to the question I said just before this. What people think it takes and what it actually takes is completely two different things. And while you've made good progress, man, we got more to go. So let's get to fucking work. Stop feeling sorry for ourselves.
I fucking love it, man. I love it. Guys, Andy, that's a Monday, man.
Yeah. All right, guys, look, let's go out. Let's kick some ass. We'll see you guys tomorrow.